Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our webinar today on holiday marketing, how giving back can increase your facility success. Today, I'm here with Charity Storage, and we are going to talk about a few different key points. Before I go ahead and get into who my panelists are today, I'm going to discuss what we're going to talk about on our webinar today. Today, just a few key talking points and a few housekeeping items. We are going to be discussing how community involvement can really help increase foot traffic for your facility as well as stabilize occupancy. We're going to discuss different methods to humanize your facility's brand, tips on finding the right nonprofit for your facility, as well as how to get started with charity storage today. A huge part on why we're hosting this webinar is so that Mariela, the Director of Marketing for Charity Storage, can give their story about why it's so important for you to partner up with the right nonprofit, as well as to partner up with Charity Storage. I'm going to go ahead and introduce our panelists. We have Mariela. She is the Director of Marketing Development for Charity Storage. We have myself. I'm the Marketing Manager for the storage group here. And then we also have our Marketing Specialist, Laura Gattis. Before I go ahead and keep going, I'm going to go ahead and give this to Laura, and she's going to take us from here.
Great. Thanks so much, Lauren. So a little bit about the storage group, if you haven't already heard of us, is that we are a self-storage marketing and website design company. Our team really strives to be the best in the industry when it comes to storage technology. And what that really means for us is that we're trying to bridge that gap between facility owners and their tenants to really make that experience a lot better and increase tenant satisfaction, as well as facility occupancy and facility revenue. The storage group was founded in 2010 out of a need for innovation in the industry. And we specialize in website design, digital marketing, search engine optimization, and software development. Our team tries to develop proven digital marketing strategies that are really catered to each facility's specialized needs in both self-storage and our portable storage markets. And then we have a really great search marketing team that likes to drive each client's website to the utmost success. And so really right now, to help introduce this a little bit further, I want to go ahead and pass that mic over to Mariela to talk a little bit more about charity storage.
Thank you so much. Thanks for everybody for joining us. Just a little history on charity storage. I have been with Charity Storage for over 5 years. The organization itself was founded in 2011 by two self-storage veterans, Barry Hoven, who was the owner of U.S. Storage Center's Westport Properties, and also Lance Watkins, who is of Store Local Storage Treasures. He's got a lot of things going on. They found that there was a need for doing something with abandoned goods. So that's how it started. They decided on a whim to throw some stuff in the unit and auction it off for charity when they were doing some other lien auctions. And it was a success. And they just presented that to the industry, and it really took off pretty much right away. Because the need is so great. It's a way for our partners to not only provide a service to their tenants, but also to do something good in their communities. And we'll touch on that a little bit more. We are affiliated with Curate Cancer Research, mostly because Barry also founded Curate. He unfortunately passed of kidney cancer in 2016, and he was very committed to finding and founding some research on underfunded cancer research, and that's what Curate does. They've raised over $7 million to provide seed money for some very critical cutting edge research, and 20% of all auctions that you do through charity storage, 20% of those funds go to cure cancer research, and that we do that as a whole program. And then we're also, additional to other partnerships, we are the official charity partner of the Self Storage Association. So if you ever go to the national shows and even a lot of the state shows, you'll see that we have a booth, and you see a lot of people walking around with their buttons because we have a lot of friends in the industry. And I think this is really a key way to reach out, to connect with each other, and also connect with the communities that we serve. We can move on to the next slide. Thank you. A little bit of how the program works and some of the key points. 90% of auction funds are distributed to qualifying organizations. Charity Storage does keep 10%, and that's very good. The gold standard is 20% for organizations to give back to the programs that they support. So we are committed to making that 10% work, and I'll explain a little bit more on how that's possible. Um, the way the program works is that a facility will set aside a unit, and they will collect donated and abandoned items into that unit in exchange for a donation receipt that we provide, because we are also a 501c3 nonprofit. And the auctions are done either on site, on storagetreasures.com, with whom we are affiliated, or any other online auction platform. So you choose, as the facility or as the operator, how you decide to do those auctions. And then the proceeds go to charity storage and are distributed twice a year. And again, Curate Cancer Research gets 20% of the total. SSA Foundation Scholarship Program gets 10%, and then Charity Storage retains 10%, which means that 60% goes to a charity that the storage facility selects. That one point I want to make about the SSA Foundation Scholarship Program is that anybody that is a member of the SSA, their employees, children and grandchildren qualify for these scholarships, and they're really good. I mean, anywhere from, I believe it's $1,500 to $5,000 a year, and they give away dozens of scholarships every single year. So if you are in the market for higher education, it doesn't have to be college, just post-secondary education. Highly recommend that you submit an application, which is due May 1st of every year. Thank you. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned, this is the breakdown, and really the charities that you choose are up to you, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. But that is the great thing about this program, is that you can and you should choose a charity that is close to your heart or close physically to your facility. Go to the next slide. To date, Charity Storage has raised over $500,000, and we are really doing great. We had our best month really, in November. We are on track to have the best year ever, so we feel confident that next year will be even better, and we're hoping to really break all the records and raise more money for charity, because this is what it's about. The questions might be, why should you do it, right? It's a little bit more work for the managers. It's a little bit more work administratively for the facility and the operator, the home office, etc. But it allows you to invest in your community. Where wasn't Lauren, were you going to take that slide? I'm sorry.
I was. No,
Sorry,
you're fine. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Absolutely. So I think at this stage, Marielle is absolutely 110% correct. It's one of those things where, as a facility owner, you're probably thinking, how do these things correlate? What makes sense? And I can tell you, as a marketing manager within self-storage, it 110% correlates itself. I think that involving yourself in the community, we've seen time and time again, it helps connect you with not only your community, but the people who you interact with every single day, where you live, and getting involved in in the community, and helping people understand who you are as a facility owner and what your beliefs are, whether that would be within like a cancer research nonprofit, or you have a different passion. You really need to let your people in your community know what your stance is. And I think what we've seen time and time again, that really highlighting yourself within an organization or aligned within an organization really helps you show the people who come into your facility that you guys are human. I think that definitely, whether you're investing within your community with charity involvement, whether that would be monetarily or physically, you're physically volunteering for something, either way it's really good. The next thing that you want to do within your facility to really help you humanize your marketing is you really want to highlight your team. You want to show off your employees and really what makes your team unique. I know a lot of property managers and a lot of relief managers, they do a lot of hard work, and I think it would be really cool if they took a few photos of the work that they did, or they were decorating for the holidays and they posted a picture of themselves putting up a Christmas tree within the facility's office, or, helping a tenant maybe hide Christmas presents for their child in a facility. Cute little things like that really help people feel connected to who you are and, again, what you believe. You really always want to stay true to your brand. So if you're located in Boise, you definitely want to keep it located within the community, and you don't want to, start marketing to people who have, like surfboards and stuff, because that's more California, right? So you want to keep it more focused on where your hometown is. If you guys are really all about the Bears and you're located in Chicago, maybe putting up a Bears flag or whatever sports team you believe in, that'll really help, again, humanize your facility. I think that, again, taking your audience behind the scenes and helping them understand day-to-day day-to-day operations and being transparent, whether that would be cleaning out a unit or helping people find, a trolley to move their items from the office to their car, or, pick out boxes that best suit their packing needs. This, again, all correlates with helping people understand who you are as a brand and helping keep that message consistent. I know when I was a property manager, one of the things that I always try to do to relate to my tenants was, help them with their packing needs. Something that a lot of facility owners need to keep in mind is that 50% of renters have never rented before. So if you have to think 50% of the people walking in your door on a day-to-day basis, they have never rented a facility before. So they're going to need to know things about, how do I efficiently pack my items? Do I put a mattress pad on the floor, which helps, your merch sales go up? Because if they're putting a mattress pad on every single floor of every single unit you sell, you think you sell 5 units a day, you sell 5 mattress pads a day, they can lay that out, they can protect the floor and their items, all that stuff. Whether your relief managers or property managers are giving people counsel on how to pack a house, let's say they've never moved before and they need X amount of boxes to pack the kitchen, the bedroom, the bathroom, all that stuff. A lot of people don't even know that they need glassware. All of these things are so important for the counsel of your tenants. Keeping those little things in mind can make a huge difference for a return customer, a long life customer, or them referring you to a friend. So being transparent is 110% key. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Laura, and she's going to talk about how to humanize your facility.
Great, thank you so much. I think you're completely on track there. I think what you're saying makes a lot of sense, and I hope that our facility owners that have joined us today really get that. And so some of the things you can do to really help your facility really connect with your community and really humanize it is showing off your team online. You've gone to the effort to hire these great employees. Now show them off. Are they doing great things in the community? Are they participating in local events? Are there things you can do on your social media channels? If you have a blog page on your website, if you do email marketing, and just including these things that your facility and your employees are doing. You can host your own community events, and you can really, again, take advantage of that social media platforms. It's free, it's out there. If you already have a Facebook page or a Twitter page, really encourage tenants and employees to submit content. User-generated content is so much more effective than stock photos. So if you can do things like run contests on social media, maybe you're giving away a $10 gift card for the best, for the cleanest facility photo or the cleanest unit photo, or finding some way like, show us how you're hiding your Christmas presents right now. What are you doing in your facility or in your unit to make sure that you're hiding these presents in case your kids come by? Really doing these little things that seem like they take very little effort can really help, because then when a potential tenant goes and sees your social media, they're going to feel like you're not just a REIT or a big box, you're a mom and pop shop, you're part of their community. These are people that live with you, that work with you, that you see at the grocery store. And that's really the image and the story that you want to tell them. And so a little bit more about some things you can do to really help humanize your facility is creating relationships with local businesses and organizations. And that means partnering with local apartments and condo communities, maybe doing deals if referrals come from an apartment community to your storage facility. You can make flyers to distribute in your community, including charity storage. That's a service that you're really providing the community. If somebody's abandoned a unit and you're doing a storage auction, make that clear that you guys aren't just profiting off it, that you're doing this thing to really give back to the community and make good out of the business that you're owning. And some other partnership ideas you can do are actually events that you can even hold at your facility. And that could be things like swap meets or surplus inventory that can be donated. You can hold local resale events, and really just these little itty bitty things that you do every day over time really help you create this brand of humanizing your facility. And it really, really helps you stand out. We talk about this all the time. We know how competitive the self-storage market is. And these are things you can do every day to help you stand out and help you better compete and help you better connect with your community. And the next thing we wanted to talk about today was finding a nonprofit, which we thought we would let Mariela handle since she's from Charity Storage.
Thank you. Yeah, so finding a charity is really important, and we have really a huge range of charities already on our website that have been vetted, and we just make sure that they do that they give 80%, at least 80% of the money they collect to the programs that they support, and that they are in fact a 501c3 registered with the government, because we want to make sure that the organization is legitimate and established. But really, we make no other judgments on the charities. And while you can choose one that is already on the website, of which there are over 300, you can also add your own. And really, just look for something that you are passionate about, that is close to your heart, that affects somebody in the company or in your location. Sometimes the owners will choose a charity that is close, and then everybody does that for all the locations. Or sometimes the managers are able to choose a charity. We have really a variety, so it's really up to you. Having said that, storage is sort of the 1 to 5, maybe even 1 to 3 mile radius that is key for the location. So we find that choosing a charity that is physically close to the facility is very successful and very motivating, not only for the managers, but also for the community. So at least I would recommend starting there. But the choice is completely up to the facility, the operator, or the owner. You can search the charities on our website and again, select from there or choose your own. And they can be very easily added to our database. We recommend that you do check, if you are choosing your own, go on GuideStar or Charity Navigator and just do a quick search, make sure that they're there, that they have a website, that they have a presence, and they actually are doing things in that they say that they're going to do. Go ahead to the next one, please. So going back to the 90%, the reason we're able to give back 90% of the proceeds to other qualified charities is that we have a sponsorship program, and these are both operators and also vendors in the industry that support what we do, and they essentially donate money to cover our administrative costs, or most of them. So we're very grateful for that. We have everybody from Open Tech Alliance and Storage Treasures to U.S. Storage Centers and Westport, Self-Storage Association. You can go on our website and view the list of all our sponsors. We could not do what we do without them. Additionally, we have the Ambassador Program. We cannot be everywhere, so we have about 20 people that actually volunteer to represent Charity Storage throughout the country at events that we cannot attend. So they are able to not only go to facilities, but also other state events and talk about charity storage and really explain what we're about. The one thing I'd like to, before we go to how to sign up, I really want to echo what the lady said about telling your not only your tenants, but potential tenants and your community members about what you do. In terms of charity storage, it really is a service that you provide for both. And getting involved with your community, having that ability to outreach without always just talking about storage, but actually being able to talk about the charity that you support and some of the great things that you're doing. We have some locations that will do events on site. They will have a little barbecue and invite the community to come and maybe bring food for the local food bank and a donation for the charity storage unit. So really engaging with not only the community, but the charity, talking about social media, put that stuff on social media, encourage the charity that you support to cross market with you. They could put your logo on their website and on their social media. Always make sure that you engage, you like, you share any of the things that come up when facilities list their auctions, especially if they're on storage treasures. Otherwise, you just have to send me a link. I will post on social media as well. So interacting with all that, sharing it on your own social media is really critical. It's especially with online auctions, it's really about number of views. So we really recommend that you utilize that really free way of marketing to the max, because it really does work. In terms of how to sign up, I would say the easiest way is just to go on our website, and at the top is just, it says add my facility. You click on that. It takes you to Storage Treasures where you sign up. You don't have to use them for your auctions. They just provide all of our back end support. So once you do that, we get a notification, and also you will be listed on our website as a charitable donation drop-off point. So people can look your facility up by zip code and know that they can donate some items to your charity unit. It really is up to you how you want to do the auctions. We have a marketing kit that's optional that you can purchase for either $75 or $125, depending on the size. It's what it costs us to produce and ship it, and it provides all your marketing materials. It's the only potential cost to doing charity storage. And then you just go. You can do your auctions once a month or once a year. Really, it makes it's completely up to the facility how often that happens. And obviously, it's a factor of how often you can fill the unit up. And we really encourage you to put some signage up, not just a charity storage signage that will be included in the marketing kit, but advertise the fact that you are supporting not only Curate and SSAF, but whatever charity that you select, and talk about that with your potential tenants and your current tenants as they are moving in and out. I mean, it happens all the time where they either can't fit everything into their unit, or they're changing units, or maybe there is a life change where they cannot take the stuff, all the things that they that are in the unit with them. And it really is an ideal opportunity for them to donate it right on site, rather than having to find a place to take it to. So it really is, we find that is one of the top selling points for the facilities with their tenants, that they just don't have to take that stuff anywhere else. And the unit is locked. We recommend that you choose one that's near the manager's office. It doesn't have to be the same unit each time. You just ask to see the items, and then they put it in the unit and you lock it right back up. It's not a lean unit, so you can go in there and stage it and make it look nice. And for online auctions, the pictures and the way it looks is kind of important, as you might imagine. So we definitely recommend that you make it look good if you can. Take the pictures and just watch the dollars come in. It really is extraordinary. We get a lot of feedback from the charities, and they really are grateful. And if you think about it, you really are you're generating cash out of things that people don't want. So you really are reusing and recycling in the way that, especially I think all of us are kind of moving in that direction, but it really is a great way to keep things out of the landfill, to support charities that you care about, and to do something good within your organization. I think it really will draw people to you, because it'll set you apart from everybody else. If you are interested in learning a little bit more, there are some videos on both charitystorage.org and storagetreasures.com. On our end, it will be more about what we do and what we're all about. And with Storage Treasures, I think it's really helpful. They tell you how to do an auction, how to present it, how to actually go through all the steps, and how to do it if you've never done it before. The nice thing about the Storage Treasures auctions for charity storage is that they do them for free for charity storage, which is the case with many other platforms as well. They allow us to set a minimum bid, which is actually quite unusual. And they also collect 100% of the auction, final auction bid price. That way, the facility and the company does not have to do anything. It's just the money goes straight to charity storage and redistributed. We just send you letters and let you know what went where. We keep the accounting and the admin on our end. And you guys don't have to even worry about it. You don't have to worry about coding it or changing it, or the unit is paid for automatically. If people just come, they pick it up, they pay whatever deposits and taxes that are due, and that's it. So you don't even have to worry about collecting the funds. But I do hope that you decide to get involved. And I don't know if you have any questions, Lauren.
Um, I actually have a quick question. So, what is the feedback from tenants when, because I can tell you, Mariela, how many times as a property manager when there would be so many tenants, let's say they would have like, a unit in, I worked in Chicago, Illinois, for example, and they lived all the way in, let's say, LA. And they would just have this particular unit when they would come visit their families, they would like, hold their stuff in there, whether it be their skis or whatever it may be. And then at some stage, they'd say, well, I'd love to give you this unit. And they would give it to the property manager sometimes. Certainly, we obviously can't take it. So we
Right.
would go ahead and dispose of it as needed. But I can't tell you how many times people would just say, well, just take my stuff. I don't even need it anymore. I don't need it. And they literally didn't have the time to vacate the unit because it was so pressing. But again, because they could be from out of town or what have you. When they do hear, about charity storage, and there is this place to kind of give these items and they are all of a sudden included in the giving back process, what is the facility owner's feedback to you guys about that happiness, about that success rate? What do they feel when that kind of thing happens and those transactions transpire?
I think people are really pleasantly surprised. We've had really great feedback with people not only donating single items but also whole units for different reasons. You just want to make sure that that's very clear. So they have to really they need to state that they actually are giving the unit whole to charity storage or donating it. They can actually we have the donation receipt, which is an easy way for the facility manager to just fill that out. They don't have to, you never have to value the items that you donate. I don't know if you can think back to when you took something to Goodwill, they just basically sign it. They don't even fill, there's nothing there. So
Right,
that's,
exactly.
that's between them and their storage, their tax professional. But it's really, I think it's very gratifying for people because so much stuff ends up in the landfill. I think um, most of the time that people when they win that bid for charity storage units, they really want the stuff, and that the items have been curated by the manager, if it's a charity storage unit, so they know they're getting good stuff. They can turn around and sell it at the swap meet, sell it at their store, and then the people that have donated, they know that the money is going to whatever charity that you support. So it really is a win-win all around. Sometimes I think the question that we sometimes get is, well, what's the catch? What's the downside? It really isn't, because there the manager does have to keep control of the unit, but in many cases, it's really not. They don't have to really carry anything or anything like that. They just have to take some pictures and post it online. So it's relatively easy for the managers. And I think that generating that money that doesn't actually come out of anybody's pocket, it's actually, like, I would say, free money that now is going to a good cause. I think that's a huge selling point. And speaking about humanizing a storage facility, sometimes it's perhaps the industry doesn't have the best reputation for that, but I think this has gone a long way to help with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree. I think that there's such a good opportunity here for people not just to get involved, but to really help their community go in the right direction with, recycling items. There's so many times where the storage group has volunteered. For example, we recently volunteered at a place called the Sharing Center, and they had so many items that were given. And I think that if those people had another avenue or another place, like storage is already that place, so why not make it a place where it can be an easy transaction where everyone can kind of give back? And I love that. I want to thank everyone for being on this webinar today. If you have any questions, all of Mariela's contact information is on the screen along with the storage group's information. We're so grateful for having everyone on today, and happy holidays. I hope everyone has a wonderful and prosperous new year. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
I'm Tim Dietz. I'm the president and CEO of the National Self-Storage Association, and I'm excited to be here today to talk about charity storage. The Self-Storage Association and charity storage have had a terrific relationship since the beginning. Barry Hoven, who is a member of the Self-Storage Hall of Fame, came to us at the beginning and said this would be a perfect opportunity to partner for a charity through the self-storage industry and the SSA.
I then asked my manager, I said, start asking tenants if they had anything to donate, us sell it, solve a problem for them, and then be able to donate money to charity. There was no choice. It was like, Barry, I think this is a good opportunity. Are you interested? And the answer was yes.
Self-storage businesses actually operate within a 1 to 3 mile radius, so it's a local business. This is a way for self-storage operators to contribute to the communities.
Kind of hand in glove, where why not create this great organization where we can give back and at the same time process all these unneeded items.
People from different walks of life, they're going through different phases in their lives, and then they're sometimes simplifying, they're sometimes just moving to smaller places.
And get rid of it and do something positive in the same process rather than hauling it to the dump for landfill.
I think the biggest benefit is the cause marketing. You are seen in the community as part of the community. You aren't just a big bad business.
It's a great marketing opportunity. They can have their self-storage facility website listed on Charity Storage, which helps bring them some SEO juice and also brings them new people to their properties. The second is that they're helping fund a lot of charities. They're helping fund the Self-Storage Association Foundation, where they give away tuitions to kids that are going to school that are part of the self-storage community. They fund Curate, which is a very worthwhile cancer research charity.
But it also allows the operator that's participating in the program to put some of those funds to the charity of their choice, a charity in their local neighborhood that impacts their customers right there in their town. It doesn't get much better than that.
What charity do you love? Because 60% of anything we collect is going to go to the charity that preaches your heart and that you want to do.
It's just a great way for your team members and for your people involved with your storage property, your customers, to feel proud of your operation, your self-storage property.
Charity Storage, the work that they've done has really refurbished the image of our whole industry.
What have you got to lose? It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to pay to dispose of things or turn things away. You get to auction it off.
It helps our customers, it helps the communities we serve in, and it fulfills some of our objectives of really helping others.
I would highly recommend that you sign up for Charity Storage because it creates an unlimited amount of resources for you in many different dynamics, giving back to your community, generating leads for your company, tax write-offs, connections, creating resources and outreach for your company that you can't get in other marketing departments.
The impact that Charity Storage has had on me, I think, can be seen in my eyes. Barry taught me a different way to live and a different way to give back.
He had the vision, along with the other founding members, of providing the owners and operators and managers of storage around the country a way to give back, and that's what Charity Storage is.
In today's world, we need people that are willing to do good things that are helpful to the better good.
It's a win for the facility because it takes care of their abandoned goods. It's a win for their tenants because it gives them something else to talk about with their tenants and interface with. It's a win for the community, and it's a win for the charity because they receive funds that they otherwise would not have received.
I would highly recommend you enroll in the Charity Storage Giving Back program because it will make you feel like you are part of something bigger, like you are really contributing and giving from the heart, and you are part of a self-storage charity that will give back to all the communities that we all serve as an industry.